gosh, you're so short.
I know. That's what I was like,
dang. And I be like, y'all, I'm not this tall because you make me look like a giant.
Not a giant, Alana.
Girl.
But am I that short?
Girl, you're short. Like,
That's like,
every time I look at the videos, I'm like, dang, I look tall. Hey, you guys.
Hey.
Today, we are going to talk about soul ties.
Ooh.
Soul ties. She hasn't seen it, so I'm going to play it. It's Tiffany Haddish basically talking about soul ties.
Ooh,
Unless you saw it.
No.
You ain't seen it on Tiffany Haddish?
Definitely interested in seeing this.
All right, let's play it.
Women, and here's my theory, and I could be completely wrong, and the internet probably gonna destroy me for this, but I think women that have more than 2 baby daddies usually have some sort of mental illness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you're getting genetically modified too much. I think, okay, so this is what I know. Every time you get pregnant, right, there's stem cells that come from that baby, and them stem cells end up behind your eyes and your brain and your heart and your lungs and stuff and help your organs heal while the baby taken from you. And those stem cells will always stay with you, right? So that means that man is always in you. And that is why, the Bible says you will only desire your husband. Correct? This is why you gotta use condoms, because that baby better get up inside you, and the uterus is very porous, much like the mouth, right? So when anything goes up in there, it automatically the uterus starts to absorb it. It starts going through the vaginal walls and all that, and the blood it gets into the bloodstream, right? And so so it takes
get in there.
So it takes like 6 weeks to get a man out of your system if you have unprotected sex, and it's because he's starting to bind to your DNA, right? And that's why it's couples when they be together too long, they start looking alike. You start looking like him.
Wow.
Like it's not the guy don't start looking like her. She start looking like him because he is genetically modifying her. And every time you get pregnant by him, you start to get modified, right? So if you get pregnant by multiple peoples, right, that's multiple spirits, multiple thoughts, multiple modifications from different DNA strands to have mental stress. So it's very evident. Like what I'm saying is very evident. It makes sense because like you got all these dating apps, all these women like free sex, free this, whatever, I'm doing, but I'm living it, I'm exerting my sexuality and all this, and I don't care if I got 5 kids or 5 baby daddies, whatever. Usually those bitches are they're struggling in so many different ways, not just financially, but also just like on where to focus, how to whatever, because you got too many different bloodlines in your blood.
Too many kids. I mean,
you have mental illness. So that was my theory on sperm.
That makes sense. That's very,
and that's why that's why you have to use condoms, ladies. That's why you have to use condoms. We cannot genetically modify men. Now,
Alana,
What you think?
as she was explaining it, it's like, damn, it makes sense.
Yeah. Now I don't know the
I don't
whole
know, like
science.
That's what I was like. I don't know.
I don't know.
I was like, there needs to be a scientist or a reproductive somebody, a specialist. But it just sounds like it makes sense because when you think about it, because when she was like how the uterus absorbs stuff, because I don't know when you with a guy and it's you have unprotected, it's like even if you haven't slept with a guy like maybe a week, like a day or two, that you still smell the guy in your system.
You do be smelling the dude.
Yes, and so that's why I was like, where she kind of like got like, I was like, damn, I understand, because even if you slept with a guy and then even like days, it's just like your body's still
trying to flush it out.
Yeah, so but then it's like before it flushed it out, some of that got absorbed.
Yeah.
But
I just don't know. Okay, but she said mental illness. So that's the only thing I'm like, I don't know about mental illness unless, I don't know. Mental illness I think is kind of harsh. But then, I don't know. Is it a mental illness?
My thing is
it a flaw? Yeah. I don't know.
Like the thing is, when she said they have mental illness, because like my thing is now we deem anxiety, stress, anxiousness as some type of mental illness. So I think she mean like that. Okay. Because that's how I took it. Because I know people who has multiple kids with multiple men. Yeah. If you look at it, and not to say something is wrong with them, but it's it's a bit different. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anything is wrong, but I feel like a lot of them do acknowledge, like, hey, you know, the anxiety, the depression, you know, all of that
With
stuff.
having that many kids is what you're saying?
I would think so, with different men. Have you come across someone who had like 3 baby daddies or 4 or 5 with multiple kids and everything was all well?
I'm like, oh,
And
no.
And they're still,
No. They have.
that. Okay, right?
Yeah, something's wrong. Something's wrong with them. I love my family, but my cousin has that. Yeah, I agree with her. But you know what though? She said make sure you have sex with a condom. Yes, but I still feel like the same thing can happen when you have sex with a condom, because you still have that person in you, ladies.
You're right, because you know what? She's talking from like the physical, but let's talk about the spiritual. You know, because like my thing is whatever spirit, even if he has like condoms or whatever, but soul ties, when I think of soul ties, I think of something spiritual, like whatever that person has in them from whomever they've been with, that's still attached, that thing come to you too.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So I look at that as also like a soul tie. Just like, Alana, that's how they say, oh, you just can't be letting anybody come in your home because you don't know that spirit that's coming into your home. So I look at it like that too. Like people that you're sleeping with, you don't know who this person that they've been with, and you know, like
that energy coming into your home. Ladies,
that makes a lot of sense.
I know that they push this whole narrative on just having sex with any and everybody. I don't agree with it.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Because you will carry on that person's spirit. I don't care what you, even if you're a believer or not, and like that type of stuff. I'm a believer, and you do carry on people's spirit. I'm sorry, I believe that. So be very I don't usually give advice, but I'm gonna give a little bit of advice. Use caution when you're having sex with people. Know who you're having sex with.
Know who you're having sex with. And you know what's so crazy? Like, I guess back in the days, you know, you would hear like, people be like, oh, do you know, like a woman, he leaves you going. Like, when I look at stuff like that now, it's like, ladies, you know, at the end of the day, you're going to do what you got to do, right? But there's a reason why the pH get thrown off.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so you doing, like, you see, there's like a lot of videos of women talking about like the ones who get their wax, how they be smelling these women, and like sometimes there's a stench, right? It's like, I don't know, man. I just feel like nowadays we have to be safe. It's like, it's so much, like people are concerned about, oh, I don't want to get pregnant, this and that, but there's a lot of other stuff that a person can catch, you know? I don't know.
There's so many diseases out there, y'all.
It's so many diseases. I mean, like a person's past, you know, you experience things, but you can still go through experiencing life without having to sleep with everybody. You know?
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
Golly.
You don't have to experience life by sleeping with everybody. I know they taught us this when we were young.
Gosh,
I did it, but it's not true.
It's not. So, and then to me, don't even be ashamed. Oh, if your numbers are not high, you don't have all these body counts. Don't be ashamed of that. Like,
I ain't ashamed.
Like, like you'll hear stories like guys are like, oh, I want a girl to. No, if your body count is low, girl, there's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, and a lot of dudes like when your body count is low too. So
don't let them lie. Don't let them lie.
Well, no, but now they push the whole thing now with like male content where it's like they want a woman with a low body count, but they value that.
They do, and then
But the female spaces always say like go out and explore and have fun. But I don't feel like sleeping with people is having fun.
Exactly. I really don't either.
It's not, because listen, I don't have time to be talking to multiple people. For me, it's a job. And if I have sex with a lot of people, that's a job.
To me, and then this is how that's why I said dating. To me, dating is where it's fun, where there's dating and you're not having sex with the person. You're dating you're getting to know people, you're dating, so there's no ties or whatever. But once you start sleeping with multiple people at the same time, oh my gosh. And I just feel like not everybody is allowed to see that vulnerability or that vulnerable side of you, you know?
Anyway, that was it. Let us know what you guys think in the comments.
Do you agree?
Do you agree with what she says? And I'm sure she got a lot of hate.
Of course she gonna have people.
Boy.
You already know who the hate gonna come from, but like
It's gonna come from everybody.
Yeah. Well,
because people already don't like Tiffany Haddish.
That's what I'm gonna say. They don't like her already. But this is the thing I don't like, right? If you don't like somebody, right? Yes, but if she's giving a message, there you go. It's like this is the thing, and this is what I say this all the time.
Yeah.
This is what annoys me. If you don't like the person, fine. But if the person has some valid points and these points make sense, you got to be able to like differentiate the hate, whatever you have for that person, and listen to the message.
Yeah.
Girl, that's why there's a lot of like. We're not united because a lot of people.
Yeah, it's either like, you think the same way that I do, or we can't.
Yeah, and then it's just like, and sometimes what sucks too, it could be, the person who's giving the message. Everybody disliked the person, right?
Yeah.
But then they could be given. See, I could say some could be with. But he could say something, but then like. Even though he had sound advice and people tell him, oh, say this, and it makes sense, right? But because people hate him or dislike him, they're not, because of certain stuff, they're not going to listen. True. So I think with her in that, like a lot of people who don't like her are going to be like,
they won't be able to hear it and take it in and understand her point
that
she was trying to come across.
They're not.
But I agree with her. I mean,
yeah.
Anyways, let us know what y'all think about what she says. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Do you believe that taking in certain, like having sex with everybody, you essentially take on their characteristics, their traits, their whatever? But let us know.
Let us know. Don't forget to like, subscribe,
comment, and share. Till next time, y'all. Bye.